Skeleton Crew episode 6 now out. Let's talk about it. Okay, so the newest episode of Skeleton Crew is now out and available for you guys to go and check out. And last week's episode, I really enjoyed last week's episode. And we obviously got the cliffhanger ending where Jack, mystery man with so many different names. You know, Space Jack Sparrow. He's been around, man. That guy, Jude Law's character, has been around. He has names. Every single place he goes to, we learn a different name for the guy. But I'm just going to call him Crimson Jack because it just sounds cool. I like that name that he has, Crimson Jack. So we obviously had the big twist that happened, right? Well, we pick up where we left off. The kids coming down through that pipe that they've been sent to, and you see them land, and they're at the bottom of the cliff now. So they're looking up, there's their ship, there's this giant cliff, and you're like, whew, how are the kids going to get out of this? And then obviously we have the moment where Jack comes out of the manhole there with all the treasure. Hilarious. And he's like, oh, I'm going to check out. You know, obviously being like this Jack Sparrow character, he's very much similar to Jack Sparrow in ways where the way he moves and talks and stuff like that, it does feel like a Space Jack Sparrow. And he's like, oh, I'm just, going to pay my way out of here, check out and everything like that. But then obviously the old crew is there and they're going to take him. But before he's like, yo, I can, there's treasure down here, everything like that. Obviously, then the New Republic come, the X-Wings come that were sent after them. They come and the pirates are getting out of there. They're getting shot down and that. The kids watch and they're like, oh my God, it's the X-Wings. It's they're the heroes. They're the ones that we're supposed to be like, going with. So they then fly off, and then obviously we get the moment where the ship escapes the New Republic X-Wings, and now we get this moment where they're doing the trial of Crimson Jack. They're doing that trial, they're up there, and they're basically like, yes, we're gonna, kill you. You're gonna be killed by death by airlock. So, that is a brutal way to go down. And I like the idea of that because obviously we know as pirates use the plank. You walk the plank and you jump off the ship, and obviously normally there's sharks that eat you or you drown. So it's kind of like they're space pirates. How do they do that? The airlock is their plank. So you go in there and you basically see you later. You're out in the open space. And I like that idea. I like that little touch, and it sounds gruesome as well. But then obviously Jack is like, someone invokes he obviously gets to appeal and everything like that. So then I really enjoyed this moment where Jack actually delivers the monologue about Adan and how it's a treasure world where you don't have to cut up your share and be stingy. And he really plays on this really well, where he is manipulating the room to feel a certain way by telling them you're hungry, I'm hungry, we're living on the scraps. This guy is just going to give you the bare minimum. You have to divvy up your shares, and then that's it. That's all you get. And then, he goes to individuals and he's like, the thing that you're saving up here, what if I could give you a place where you're able to get an ocean worth of that? And then he goes to another lady, like, you should be a commander. You should be commanding your own fleet. What if I could give you that? And then he talks about the planet where the Old Republic credits. And obviously the guy who has seen it is there as well from one of the first episodes, where he's like, I told you about the kids that had this. And, Jack then plays on the thing like, you follow me. You'll never, ever, ever go without. You will never, ever have to, worry about your take ever going out of supply, because this is a place of rich and treasury. And so he really plays and really saves himself there. And they're like, okay, fine. We'll go there. We'll go to Adan. But if that doesn't turn out, you're death by airlock. So I really love that segment. I thought Jude Law was absolutely fantastic. And the way that he manipulated the room was fantastic. Really enjoyed it. So then we have now the moment where the kids are down. And we have Fern and KP, who are at each other's throats at this point now, where Fern is like, we need to go climb the mountain. We need to do that. Wim's like, no, we need to do this. KP's like, what are you doing? Why? And you can just see that there's tension. Like, these kids are off-world. They're now abandoned. They have no idea. They got to get up there. It seems like an impossible task for them to achieve. So now we're starting to see the cracks in the characters themselves, because you've got to remember they're kids too. So they're not going to sit there and be like, yeah, we need to think of this situation, do this and do this, and then just act. They're not like adults where they can comprehend that. They're kids. They're scared. And they're kids from a treasure world planet where they just, everything's nice. Like, they haven't had to, deal with this sort of adversity of life and death. So they're at odds, and then obviously they split up. Neil goes with Fern, and Wim and KP go the other way. They follow these little, trash droid, like, crab things. So obviously, I really like the idea of Fern is climbing with Neil, and Neil's like, well, I can't keep up, man. I can't do it. And this is where we start to see Fern's character, where she's like, I can do this, you should be able to do this. Without realizing that actually Neil is a different type of species, and his limbs aren't as long. And he makes that reference in here where he's like, I don't have these long limbs to reach each rung in that. So I don't know how you expect me to keep up. So I really like that. And that sort of came into the stuff where what KP was saying about her. And when she is when KP is with Wim, and they're talking, and we find out that she's actually, her body is, shutting down because she hasn't had any maintenance, where we learn that there was an accident with her where she was fully human and she could do everything that Fern, could do and everything like that. And then she had the accident, and now she's sort of like half human, half robot. She's sort of an android, and she didn't want to go with Fern because she doesn't want Fern to think that she can't do what Fern does. And so you have this character development for her as well. And then obviously she's shutting down. Wim has to change the thing out of the back of her head, which was crazy. I don't know why, but it was weird seeing his hand going there. Oh, it creeped me out. So he changes that. She springs back to life, and she was like, oh yeah, I was about to shut down for good. And Wim's like, wait, what? So then we see KP and that who jump on the thing with the ship, bring the ship over. And then there's this giant crab that's going to eat Wim and KP. So then that happens. So then this compactor's eating the ship as they're in there, and they're like, we need to get out. We need to find a way out. And this is where they start to work together to come up with solutions how to do it. So they each take a thing, and then they realize there's this button that they have to press. They were told not to press it in any circumstances, but they were like, this is it. We're going into this compactor thing that's going to absolutely destroy us. We're pressing it, and they press it, and it actually sheds the outer layer of the ship, and then this other ship comes out of it. And I thought that was a really nice touch. And this Slender one looked really good. So then they're off-world now. They're gone. So we know KP has the coordinates. She remembered it because she's like part android. So she has this really nice memory. And I'm interested to see what's going to happen now. I am. Look, Skeleton Crew has been a lot of fun. It has been a lot of fun. I'm actually enjoying this. This is like a Star Wars project that I didn't think I would enjoy. This was at the bottom of my list, but now I'm enjoying it quite a lot. And I can't wait for the next episode, man. I can't wait to see what's going to happen and what's going to happen moving forward with these characters. They're fun. It's fun. That's what it is. This feels like a Star Wars adventure. And that's all I can ask for, man. That's all I can ask for after the Acolyte and Ahsoka and all that stuff, where it's kind of like, it's just meh. And now it's kind of like, okay, this is fun. I'm enjoying it. So let me know what you guys thought of this episode. Did you guys enjoy it? Smash it down in the comment section below. Smash that like button. Click subscribe. And I'll see you guys next video. Until then, stay safe and peace out.